Year 12, Period 1, Year 11, Period 2. Our 30, Year 12 were here. They were doing prac, get them through that project. Year 11, come into the lesson, get yourself ready for prac. And I do about 10 minutes of theory so we can get through the topics, and then they can do prac. And if we do that, we might be able to get through the course better rather than just saying, here's our theory lesson. They'll lose concentration. And they're pretty happy with that, just going through the topic, and we'll get there from there. So we've just unboxed the new router, realising how big a table we actually need for it. And it's monstrous with that like A3 bed. From the look of it, it's got 6 tool changer. This will be a department add-on. We're thinking we're going to have to sacrifice one of these desks, take the vices off so it's got something to sit on. And I have a double with year 11. One student making chair legs. This is her second one. Her first one took her some time. This one she did within about an hour, hour and a half. Bedside table with a drawer that's been assembled today. There's another one who's making some small boxes for organisation. They're all in the cupboard, so I won't go grab those out. The year 12s happen to be in here at the same time. And my teacher who's got the year 12 class this year had made up this steaming box to make a ukulele that he did. We've got a guitar being made. There is a ukulele being made as well, but that student wasn't here. But we've also got a student making a dining chair, and he's got the back going in, and that was like a steam for 50 minutes and put it in, and we'll see it's steamed and bent for well. We just hope it doesn't spring back too much. We'll find out later today. It was a good 2-hour lesson. Heading down to Mount Druitt to try and register the trailer for the faculty again. I had sent all the paperwork through to the department on their request, saying, because they said they'd give it a try after I had no luck the last time I went down here. And they said they had no luck again. So they sent me everything back, gave me a different letter saying that it's going to be registered under the department's name. I have to put my name in as a representative that they've agreed to me being, and I have to go down with my original inspection slip and that sort of stuff. So the person in fleet services in the department also gave me their mobile number and said, if there's any issues while you're there, call me while you're at the counter and they'll see if they can sort it out. Kind of seems a little weird that two government departments can't have a conversation together to register a vehicle, or register a trailer, not even a vehicle. Fingers crossed it goes all right. Success. Now just got to put them on the trailer and we can use it, but I'll leave that till tomorrow. Long process. Our year 12 have a split double. It's now recess. This is the room in its state of slight disarray. They've all been given the G up because of N awards for this stuff not being done, so they're all trying to get it done. And they're in the process where I'm allowed to help them. So I'm going to help them. And I've got to go cut more timber for their structural beams and everything, because there wasn't enough. In 5 years, I don't know where I'll be, what I'll be doing. I've got a pretty good idea of maybe what I'm doing, But the trouble is, I've got dreams of where I'd like to be. I've got dreams of how I'd like to be living, who I'd like to be with, all of that sort of stuff. But just like with goals, I've got to make sure I'm taking the right steps to get there. And sometimes when I'm not sure on what the next step needs to be, I don't take some of those steps and things just drag out. So 5 years could be a little bit longer, because I already know that I've passed in 10 years I will be here. I need to get handrail brackets for the new handrail for inside. I know I've got brackets for the outside handrail because we bought them before we got the handrail a long time ago. I don't know where they are, but they're somewhere in the shed. But they were a more robust galvanised outdoor one. I just went to our local Bunnings and all they had was those outdoor ones, but my wife sent me a picture of what it said they had in stock, and I checked online and it said that there was this particular one that she liked that was in stock. It was a little bit more finessed in look for indoors. Sure enough, it said there was 6 in stock there, and I found the section on the shelf not there, so I got a helper. He went and had a look up the top of the shelf and looked all over, couldn't find it. He said, no, our system says they're on the shelf, so they've either been picked up, moved, sold and not gone through the system yet or something like that. So I rang down to Penrith because it said they had 13, and I said, I just want to confirm you've actually got them before I drive down. And she went down the aisle and said, yes, they're in aisle 9. When you come down, I've got loads of them. So I'm driving down. I told my wife I would get that handrail up this weekend, preferably today. I do have more uni to work on because I've found that I just can't work on university assignments during the week at night. I can't focus on it. I can't get my brain in the right frame of mind when I get home from work because I'm so exhausted. And I'll either be around the house literally exhausted, or I'll just fall asleep around 8 o'clock. And that's after getting home at like 6. My evenings are pretty much written off a lot of the time. I'm going to have to overcome that because it's report time though. So reports are due. I'm going to have to like checking all other reports, so any that I can't get done at school, which is pretty hard to try and get administration work done at school. You kind of prioritise stuff that has to be done, like finance, ordering. Just done one coat of shellac on both of these. Now shellac takes hardly any time to dry, but I'm going to let this one dry a little bit longer to just see if it does suck the grain up on these. They are fairly well sanded because they're just meant to be something that you'd purchase and go and put in. If they feel a little bit rough when I come back out, I can give them a very light sand with some very fine sandpaper, and then I can do some more coats. Now shellac isn't the most hard wearing of finishes, and one of these is going to go outside, but I'm happy to keep refinishing the outside one. The inside one has lasted really well, but I think I did do about 5 coats. But they can be quick coats, and I should get the rest of the coats done today in between doing uni. Well, I'm glad I did wait to allow this to dry properly, because it has lifted the grain just slightly, not here, but just where the grain's a little bit, I mean, it is rounded, it's not flat. So you're going to get just these little bit of sections where the grain will come up. So I'm just going to use some 320 to give it a very light sand. And then I shouldn't need to do that with any more of the coats. I should be able to just recoat and recoat now. Let's see here, the grain, that's really smooth, but just here, where you're looking at right on the edges of it, that's a little bit rough. Now when I say a light sand, I really do mean a really light sand. Basically get the paper, and that is usually enough, because it's just this one section of grain right here. You don't want to go sanding the whole lot back.